Hello, everyone. Welcome in here to the Outspoken Podcast. And now we're here for our fourth episode. Ed and Mike here. We have continued the trait of drawing out of the cowboy hat multiple different topics. And it's still sticking. And we're going to continue that. Don't worry, we still have all kinds of different topics in here, don't we, old buddy?
Yes, we do, Ed. So, you want me to go ahead and draw out the hat?
Oh yeah, just don't peek. I'm mixing it up here.
Alright, mix it all up.
This is going to be quite interesting to see what he draws. There you go, buddy.
Not looking. There we go.
Hey.
Let's see what we got. Hold on. Let me look at it. Oh, shit.
What do you got? He already looked. That's okay. Oh, buddy. We had to do that, didn't we?
Well, I guess you're going to have the expert on here.
Yeah, that is true. Definitely. This is going to be quite interesting. Child support and alimony. We're going to talk about that. Oh, boy. Woo, woo, buddy.
This is going to be a sore subject for a lot of people.
Oh, boy. This is going to be quite interesting. I'm actually kind of quite thrilled for this.
Well, I'll let you take this one off.
You'll let me take this one off because you're more the expert in this field than I am. So,
oh, yeah.
I will talk about this. Here we go. So, I'll be honest. So, in my divorce, I kind of quite got lucky. I was blessed. I hate to say those words, but it's the God's honest truth. I did not owe my ex-wife any money. I did not owe her any child support. And that's because we don't have any kids. She wasn't expecting any pregnancies.
But also, you guys weren't really married long enough for alimony, you know?
Correct. It's over a year, and I think the state of Florida just upped that. Now you have to be together for like 3 years before you can even request alimony. That's what they're trying to do.
Ohio's different. Ohio, I think it's like 10 years.
Yeah.
You got to be together with that spouse. If a man is paying a woman alimony, you got to be with that spouse. I think it's for every 10 years you were married. There's some type of level system.
Yeah, there's yeah, you're right about that, buddy. There is a level system, but the state of Florida passes these current laws that's in effect. I sent you that the other day. I don't know if you've seen it, but you had to be together 3 years before you can get alimony. But technically, you can ask after 1 year of marriage right now in the state of Florida, but they're trying to up it from 1 to 3 years. But yes, you're correct. Every year has a different criteria for how that meets. I personally don't agree with alimony. That's just where I sit at.
Yeah.
I feel like alimony is kind of a wasteful spending to both individuals. Maybe you're a man, maybe you're a woman. I don't care who you are. I think alimony is a waste of time because it doesn't really do anything. It doesn't really benefit anybody except for that one person where they don't have to ever work because they're getting that money flow.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, sometimes alimony's that much. She might have to, find a job or whatnot, after divorce. Let's say she was a stay-at-home wife or, maybe not even mother because I would assume if you're getting alimony and you had kids together and those minors are under 18, you'd be getting some type of child support. Yeah,
that would be a little bit different because then you go into child support, which is a little bit different.
They usually will. I mean, it's easy. Obviously, if you have children, it's way easier to get child support than it is alimony, in my opinion.
Yeah, but if you've been together longer, you have a really good chance of getting that alimony.
Look at, just to bring up, in the past 2-3 years, look at all the high-profile divorces we've had with the billionaires. Jeff Bezos. Mm-hmm. How much his ex-wife got. Oh, I mean, she got, we're not talking millions, we're talking billions.
I think the one that really upset me is the one I sent you recently was Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh,
she ain't got to work ever again. She got alimony and child support.
And the sad thing is, his injury, he probably never stepped back on the field again.
Unfortunately not, and I'm a Cheetah fan myself. I love Tyreek Hill, but it's like, what... I just
How long was him and her together? Do you know?
His stint when he was in Miami.
So they weren't we're not talking like a decade they were together.
No, we're talking like a few years.
What, a few years?
A few years, and she's getting $10K a month. Can you imagine that?
$10,000.
If you gave me $10,000 a month, you would never see my face again.
That is more than the average American
is making.
Will ever make.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's and you know, look at Melinda Gates. I said Jeff Bezos, but look at Melinda Gates.
That's
how much she
too.
got.
That's true too. Yep.
You know, here's my thing.
Right.
And I'll be honest, man, I do kind of see both sides. I'm not being, you know, just because I pay some type of money, and for the people out there that don't know, I mean, I do pay child support on my kids, rightfully so. But at the same time, now that we're on the subject of alimony, I don't know how I feel about that, man. I'll be honest with you, Ed. Like, I look at some of these men that, you know, like Jeff Bezos, for example, that built an empire. It started as a book, you know, a book company. He was selling books online, and it turned into probably the biggest marketplace online. You know, now everybody shops on Amazon.
Yeah.
But my thing is, you know, I get they were married, and I look at his wealth. And I get that if you're with somebody for so long that there is a expectation of living, or you lived a certain way for so many years. I mean, if you're dating a billionaire, you're obviously whining and dining every night, eating steaks. You're definitely not going to the laundromat or buying double cheeseburgers at McDonald's.
I mean,
on the value menu. So
I would say this about alimony.
Yeah, it's a touchy one.
I'm not for it personally on a personal level, but now I can understand a little bit better if you've been together 20, 30, 40 years. And
Sorry, hit a pop a top.
No, you're good, man. No, I can understand if you're together 20 to 30 years, something happens and it doesn't work out. And I'm talking for the ones who are well established and have their shit together. I'm talking about those. And I'm not talking about the average Joe like me and you, Mike.
Yeah, I know.
I'm talking like the ones who are up here with the money. I'm not talking down here. I'm talking up here.
We're talking elites.
Like, I can understand if you lived a wonderful life with your wife, you had your kids, let's just say things fell apart after the kids, maybe you do get a little check, you know, but I can't sit here and say that for all relationships, because all relationships are different.
Yeah.
Now, the thing that does make me mad is when you have alimony and you have the facts to prove that your spouse cheated on you.
See, that's...
Right there.
I wanted to get into that, too.
Right there is when the alimony shouldn't even happen. Like,
I agree.
Right there.
I agree.
Like, if you can prove that your spouse cheated on you. I don't care if it's a text. I don't care if it's a picture. I don't care if it's videos. I don't care if you have 10 witnesses. Alimony should be automatically destroyed right there. Like, that shouldn't even be thrown into the divorce.
I would agree with that. Yes. If the woman sabotages the relationship, I believe there should be a penalty.
There should be.
But the one thing I don't like about alimony is how many women purposely, you know, go out and try to find these rich guys or these successful men and purposely, you know, leave them, you know, get with them in the beginning thinking, you know, at the end of this relationship, I'm going to get a bag. I'm going to get a bag.
Well, that's why I told you in episode 1.
Yeah.
If you're a dude and you got money, you got to protect yourself because nobody's going to help you. I'm sorry. These court systems definitely going to help you.
Dude, the documentation for, you know, even, you know, I have, you know, me and my wife, we didn't make a lot of money, so I didn't really worry about
alimony.
Not alimony, but what do you sign? A prenup.
Mm-hmm.
Prenuptial agreement.
Yes.
I have never actually seen a prenuptial agreement. I mean, I've heard about them, but I think if you are a man that truly has money, or I'm going to go on the other side of the fence.
Yeah, women too. There's women that have it too.
If you're a woman that has a whole lot of money, and your spouse is not, is just a regular Joe Blow, or maybe has an average
it's funny
income, you need to probably look into a prenuptial agreement.
It's funny you mention that, because I'm thinking of a couple right now that just got married.
Who?
That has a lot of money, and the woman has more money than the guy.
Tyrese. Or you're talking about Taylor Swift and
I am talking about
Travis Kelce.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of Taylor Swift.
But at the same time, this is how I look at that.
Yes.
They both made their money in their own way, respectably.
Yes.
Sign a prenuptial agreement. When you split, he can't take nothing from her.
Yep.
She can't take nothing from him.
Correct. And I was getting to the thing here where, like, she's worth more than he is.
Yeah, her music catalog.
Her music.
Outrageous.
Her music got big, and I don't quite understand that.
No.
I mean,
I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. I am kind of surprised.
I'm not either.
I mean, I know back in the day, a lot of teenage girls loved Taylor Swift.
Well, a lot of guys loved Taylor Swift too when she sang country, and then when she went to pop, that kind of fell off. Now it's more it's more like these teenage girls love Taylor. And there's some older women that like Taylor too.
I'll be honest with you, I can't believe how much money she does have too.
Me either, I'm shocked.
Because I'm just not in that genre of music, but at the same time, I'm not hating on it.
No.
I mean, good for her.
Yeah, good for her. But when you're selling $500 a pop.
$500 a pop?
Yeah.
What do you mean $500 a pop?
Her cheapest ticket's $500 to go to her concert, bro.
What?
Yeah.
To go see fucking Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
$500?
Yeah. Why do you think she made so much money on the last couple tours? She made so much money, she gave all of her employees that works with her, like, I'm talking like her concert tour people. I'm not talking about her agent. I'm talking about her concert tour people, like the drivers, the music guys, her bass guys, all that shit. You know what I'm talking about, right? All those people.
Yeah.
She gave all of them a big bonus.
Well, I mean, that was nice of her.
That was nice of her, and I credit her for that. That was well worthy.
I think that.
I like that idea. But that's literally what she did with some of the extra money she got. And her cheapest ticket's $500 to go see her.
Okay, well, I'm going to stop bashing her for a second.
I am too, because that is smart.
Taking care of your people.
You take care of your people.
You know what?
And I'm talking about the concert guys. I'm not talking about anybody else.
Great.
The concert people.
Yeah, that's great.
She gave them all bonus checks.
That's awesome.
And then she donated some to charities, which is a good thing. But me on a personal level, I don't really necessarily care for her on a personal level, but I like what she did, giving her employees bonuses.
Well, she made the mistake. A lot of celebrities make this mistake, and this follows up on episode 2. They stick their nose in the politics when they should just shut up and like we said on episode 1. I think we touched on episode 2. There's 2 things I don't do at work, and that is mention religion or politics is the number one, especially in today's time. If you've seen our last video, The Divide, then you'll understand kind of what we're talking about. Go see that video. It's in the channel. But other than that...
And briefly, before we get back to our topic, Mike, I will remind everybody, episode 1 and episodes 2 out there, I hope you all get to watch them. They're wonderful episodes, wonderful cuts. And episode 3 is just as good as the first 2.
We got to figure out how to clip and start putting some shorts on social media.
Yeah.
We actually think that will boost the channel more than anything. And we're also going to do some other changes this year, like with backdrop and some other things.
Yeah,
that's coming.
That's going to be a timing thing for both of us.
Yeah, but right now we're just kind of sharing our opinions and having fun with this.
Right now we're going with the flow. So.
And seeing, if this is worth investing in the future, or, or just keeping as a hobby.
I think we'll have a good crowd eventually, Mike. It just takes time. It's one of those things.
Yeah, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah, so anyway, back to alimony real quick, finishing that topic up.
Yeah, let's jump back on the train.
Yeah, so finishing up the alimony train. Those 2 people are wealthy, and I would not want to see anything happen to either of those individuals, even though I'm not a big fan of either one. I would hope those 2 figured out their finances before they did say the words "I do." So hopefully they get that figured out. I think they did. I don't know if they did, but I'd hope they did.
I don't know, but that's a very
because imagine
that family is very promising.
Yeah, because imagine what happens if they did.
But let me tell you something. I don't give a shit what happens. If they have kids, those kids are made, bro. No matter what happens.
Oh, yeah, either way, they're made.
With their dad, with their mom, whether they're together, those kids have money.
Yes.
We're talking about two individuals that have been both successful in their own different career choices.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, their children will ultimately thrive. I mean,
yes.
You know, their diapers will be made out of Abercrombie and Fitch. Like,
it'll be something.
Something.
So now with the child support, we'll go to the child support. So,
what'd you say again?
Child support. Child support.
All right. Well, let's just jump into that.
We're gonna go to the child support. So. Hey, here's my take on child support, and then we'll touch base on ourselves when it comes to alimony and child support. So, like, child support to me, I got lucky I didn't have to do that, but, like, I feel bad for those who do. My thing with child support, I can tell you from experience, it got to the point when I was a kid, my father refused to pay, and mom had to take him to court, so he had to pay child support. And that's because he refused. He wasn't willing to cooperate. I do feel there's... Let me see if I can word this right, Mike. You can hit me if I don't word it right. It's okay. I feel there is a need for child support if it's done the right way.
Reasonable. Yeah.
Done the right way and reasonable. And when I say that, I think more couples need to do it on themselves in the court system, because when the courts get involved, it's not going to look good if you get the courts involved when you two just do it voluntarily, because when the courts get involved, oh boy, that could take a dark turn real quick. So I highly encourage couples out there who have kids and something does happen, or maybe not. Maybe you're not together, maybe you're separated, but I would highly encourage you to come together as civilized adults. Yes, I said the word civil. You may hate each other. That's perfectly fine.
I've been there.
That happens.
Yep.
My advice to you is somehow come together civilly, make a conversation, and I've told Mike about this before with his exes. I said, you have to be an adult, be respectful to each other, and be civil when you're having these conversations about your children, because your children is the future of you two. And they learn from both of you, whether you like it or not. They learn about you both. They see everything for themselves, and they may not see it till they get to be adults. So with that being said, I feel if you cannot mutually agree voluntarily before you go to the court system, and I highly think the government is listening to when I say this, and I know my buddy's listening. If it does go to court and you cannot voluntarily figure it out amongst yourselves as two adults, I do feel that child support should be monitored, and I think it should be kept track in a log, because you go to family court anyway. I feel that you need to show proof where the money went, and how it was spent. Now, the amount, that's totally up to the judge. I don't have no say in that. But I do feel that this child support, if you two can't figure it out as adults, I think it should be monitored, where you show proof. And I'm talking on both individuals. I'm talking about the person who pays for that child support. I'm also talking about the person who collects the child support. And don't get me wrong, obviously you two made a mistake, or somebody did, to get to this point. And whenever I say it needs to be monitored, because you got to go to the family court anyway for how long, and you're battling, and you're discussing things, like, need to keep a log somewhere of what was spent.
Checks and balances.
Correct.
Keep receipts.
Keep receipts.
And for all my dads out there paying, because I'm one of them.
Yes.
Fucking listen. Anytime you come out of pocket for anything, keep that receipt. I took the kid to the dentist. Keep that receipt.
Yep.
Fucking, I bought school clothes, school supplies. Keep those receipts.
Because my opinion is child support goes deep.
Oh, it's fucking unfair. The alimony my real opinion, alimony, to me, it really depends on what the type of life was. I think the average person paying alimony, if you lived an average life, maybe not so. I mean, I think it's a joke. But at the same time, child support, I do think you should pay child support. Okay, whoever is the primary custodial parent who has the kids full time should receive child support. But dude, I'm going to be honest with you. These child support prices that are costing these dads a month is, I think, a little far-fetched. Like, you got regular fathers when we have regular jobs right now. Well, we
just said Tyreek Hill's ex-wife's getting $10K a month.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Tyreek Hill still has millions of dollars in the bank. That's not the average American. I mean, working, get on Indeed right now. Get on Glassdoor. Get on any type of job board.
Well, Mike, I can go ahead and tell you now, the average salary for a man is $75,000 a year.
That is not right.
It is.
That is not right, bro.
It is.
That is
between 70 to 75,000.
There is no fucking way that is right.
On average. I said on average.
Everybody I have met, dude, do you know how many people I've met in my life that make 70 to 75,000 a year?
I said it's on average.
Yeah.
I didn't say it was exact. I said on average. So
I would say the average salary, from my personal experience, not just statistics that I read, most people make anywhere from $45,000 to $55,000 a year. And maybe that's $50,000 a year. That's not even easy to find right now.
I think it's more closer to 60.
We're talking, if you look on a job board right now, most of your jobs are going to be 15, 16, 17, 18, 19s if you're lucky, dollars an hour.
Oh, I agree.
And do the math. What is that salary a year off?
Well,
yeah, 17, 18, $19.
Okay, even if it's not 70, it's average 60K.
Oh, dude.
Average 60K.
Fuck no.
Average 60K.
45 to 50 max. I'm telling you, I will fight that all day.
But yet, all these women think all the men make $100K a year.
Listen.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I'm not
these women think we make $100,000 a year.
And the fucking court systems do too. So my thing is, do you know how many fathers I know that are paying so much in child support a month that they're living in fucking trailers or living bare minimum of a life? I mean, why the mother is over here, even though she has the kids, living a very decent life and getting a check every week or bi-weekly. But my thing is, for fathers, I do think this. Should you pay child support? I do think you should. If the mother has the kids, and 9 times out of 10, Dad, if you're going through a separation, a divorce, breaking up with your girlfriend and you have kids together, hate to break it to you, playa, but 9 times out of 10, that court is going to award the kid to the mother. I'm just letting you know there is no such thing as 50-50 parenting. That is a myth. If you don't believe me, you can ask Kanye West. So what I'm saying is...
yeah, because Kim
So what I'm saying is, he even publicly said that there's no such thing as 50-50 parenting, and I know from experience, because I have 2 baby mamas, that is true. I got 3 kids total. Now, I'm lucky, and even it hurts me. I'm lucky. I only pay $800 and something odd dollars a month for 3 kids in the good state of Ohio. But do you know how many people I know, even in other states, or even people I've met down here, that are paying $900, $1,000, $1,200 a month for even one child? And it does not take, I hate to say this, it does not take $1,200 a month to raise a child.
No, it doesn't.
So, I do feel like the child support systems are very unjust against fathers. And I know many fathers personally, and people I have, reviewed online, that are struggling because of these outrageous child support obligations. Now, I will say this. If you're going to make an outrageous child support obligation to a male, at least let him claim the taxes every year. But they don't even do that. So when it comes to child support, I do think that is a broken system in America that needs to be reevaluated, and that calculator
well, why do you think
major
well, why do you think I said it needs to be logged, and they need to check everything and document everything, and they need to show proof that money went to the kid? Need to show proof.
That went to the kid. That didn't go to your ex-wife's nails, her hair at the salon, her going out with her friends,
the
fucking
trip.
Taco Tuesday, getting margaritas. No.
Or the girls' trip.
I want checks and receipts that every dollar I'm giving you goes to my kid, whether that's put in a savings account, whether that's or a college fund, or school supplies, school clothes, something. I just want to at least see my child benefit from that. I got to live in a fucking trailer. Now, obviously, I don't live in a trailer. I live here with Ed in our apartment. You can tell that we haven't been in very long. Ed shits right back in the background. That's the backdrop. But what I'm saying is this. Okay. Now, when I was making $50,000 a year, let me tell you something. $800 a month. It was hard for me to get by. I ain't even going to front. I'm making a little more. I'm making anywhere from 70 to 80 to 90 a year, somewhere around there. It's not a big deal. Once you cross that $70,000 threshold, child support really doesn't become an issue. But here's the fucking problem. 95% of you, if you're even fucking watching this, don't make $70,000 fucking dollars a year. So it's a problem.
It is a problem. So I agree wholeheartedly, and that's why I said I think we need to monitor, document everything, show proof that this money or something that you use this money did go to the kid. And I think if you're going to overcharge the man or the woman, mostly men, okay? Sorry, mostly men. If you are going to overcharge child support, like we're talking about, if you're going to overcharge the opposite spouse who's collecting, with all due respect, should never ask for another penny.
Oh, fuck no.
To go to that kid. Because you're already paying that money to go to the kid. Now, I'm not saying, okay, for an example, Mike got his daughter a birthday gift. That's a little bit different. That's different. But
that's a gift.
That's a gift. What I'm talking about is, oh, I need this money to pay for the bill for your kid. Well, where the fuck did you put that $1,000 child support would be my question. Why didn't you take that money and pay the bill?
Yeah.
Where's that money? That's what I'm talking about.
Well, it's like
that is the problem.
For instance, now again, I pay $800 and something odd dollars a month to. That's split between two women.
Yes.
For two kids.
Yes.
But I still do okay now. Yeah. Now, once upon a time, it was kind of a struggle. I'm trying to grind money, but I'm always grinding money. Some fathers don't have that opportunity. No. Some fathers, when you go to court, here's the thing. And this is something I'm going to be real about because I don't talk about my past. I'm very secretive of who I am. I just like my privacy. But the first time I went to court for a custody issue, me and my son's mother, we split, and I wanted 50-50. I wanted to be there for my son. I want my son half the fucking time. I want to be there in his life. Yep. Yep. And we're talking about somebody. Now, maybe I have my flaws in real life, and I'm sure the people that know me know I have flaws, but on paper,
we all have flaws.
This is paper.
This is paper.
On paper,
yes. I
have been in law enforcement. I have been in corrections. I have been in multiple security manager roles in my lifetime. I have been the recipient of the Gold Star of Valor in the state of Ohio, which has only been given out to, I think, 60 to 80 people in that entire state throughout the lifelong that award has been around, and that's for saving life on the job. On paper, I look no less than fucking Captain America. And my final court date, my lawyer's telling me everything looks great. This is cool. You're going to get everything you want. And that judge looked at me right in the eyes. And he said, we're going to give you 1 day a week of visitation, and you owe this woman X, Y, and Z. And I said, the fuck? But, again, I'm not trying to cry over old sour grapes. But I will say this. I do think when it comes to alimony, custody, and child support, I do really feel, and it's kind of been proven if you look at statistics, the courts always will favor the woman because unfortunately the woman is always the caregiver, and then they always are going to favor her. Men are always going to 9 times out of 10 men are going to get the short end of the stick if you go too far.
Unfortunately, Mike, in today's society, and I don't know when this took over, maybe since the beginning of time, I don't know. The court systems, everybody seems to favor the woman, and it's
listen.
And it don't matter what it is. It don't matter what it is.
No, they always favor the woman. Now, I will say this. Now, I'm about to fuck you up in the head real quick. But anytime I see a father, and this is a father that has full custody of his kid, and they're like, oh, I got full custody of my kid. I have a family member. They had full custody of his son. It's a cousin of mine. He had full custody of his son from the mother. But the mother was, oh my God, she was a meth head. She was, anything bad you could think about somebody, a sex worker, a meth head. She was just not a good person. And whenever I hear a father say, I have full custody of my kid, my head automatically assumes, oh my God, that mother has got to be the fucking biggest piece of trash on the goddamn planet. I'm like, you actually want custody of your kid? For a woman to lose custody of her kids in a court battle with a man, hear me out, with a man. Listen, if you've lost a court battle for your kids against your spouse, your boyfriend, or your husband, you need to reevaluate your motherfucking self because you are trash.
Well, 9 times out of 10, they are trash, and the other 1 out of 10 would be the dad just had a hell of a lawyer.
Bro.
But I said 1 out of 10.
Bro, I had a hell of a lawyer. I'm telling you, I spent good money. My last time I separated from a woman with my daughters, I had such a bad taste in the mouth from all the money I spent on the first one of my first relationship with my son. Second one, I'm like, fuck it, I'm not spending anything at all. I'm getting the cheapest attorney I can. Because why am I going to pay 10 grand or 3 grand and still get the same result? And that is a good old ass romping for a male at the end of the day. I'm just saying. Either way it goes, you're going to get fucked.
I think when it comes to family court, and that's pretty much where we're talking about all this, I do feel, and I've even studied it in college. That's my degree in criminal justice. I will say this respectively. I think the family courts need corrected and fixed because they don't do things the right way.
And no.
And I think the majority of the population would agree with me.
And I'm not saying every father is deserving. There is some deadbeat motherfucking dads out there.
There is.
But what I am saying is, I have met a big majority of fathers that are good men, good people, want to be in their kids' lives, and they get taken to the fucking cleaners.
Well, the other problem is too, Mike, and this is stemming off of what we're talking about. Mostly women, not the men. Mostly the women. Mike, I think you'll agree with me on this. You also have these ex-wives or your ex-girlfriends with the kids where they refuse to let the father be in the child's life.
Oh.
And that is just wrong. I'm sorry. That is just wrong and disrespectful because let's face it, Mike, man and a woman created that child together. You created together.
And nobody gives a fuck when you break up.
But you created.
Yeah.
And you said it a while back. You can't pick your family.
No.
Okay, well, I can't help it.
You can pick your friends.
I can't help
it. You can't pick your family.
I can't help it. Ashley had a kid with John Blow down the street. But you know what? Ashley, in all fair, John has rights to that child as you do because you two created that child.
And also, Ashley, cunt, fucking, John doesn't need to deserve to fucking be eating ramen noodles every day for this next fucking 18 years because all he can get is a fucking gas station clerk job. So fuck you, Ashley.
So you have to be fair in this situation. I get it. You hate John, Ashley. John hates Ashley. I get it. You two fucking hate each other. I get it.
That's the way it goes when we break up.
But guess what? You have two children. You have little Johnny, little Mary over here. Guess what? Little Johnny and little Mary has a right as a child to see their father.
And you know what? Every single time, and this has been my experience, especially, and about everybody else I see, the women, anytime you separate from a woman, she's always going to use that kid as a pawn.
Always.
I hate to say that shit.
Always. They
and
do.
I'm biased in this subject. Usually I try to look at both sides. But because I just know so many men that have been in the same situations as me, and I've been through it 2 different times, the first thing that happens when you break up, the woman uses the kid as a pawn. And she will try to keep that kid away from the father, and she'll try to milk every dollar from that guy that she can. I hate to say that, but I've been through it 2 fucking times. And if you're not a woman that has done that to a man or have kids with a man that is no longer with him, and you didn't do that, listen, I applaud you. You are the 1% because 99% of these other women, that is you have the same playbook every time.
Well, buddy, that's why I said
they all have the universal playbook.
The kids need to see the opposite parent. I don't care what situation you're in. I don't care if it's the man or the woman. I don't care.
I hate to say this shit, but I know so many, even guys I knew growing up, where the mother was trying to pull that card with the father.
I've seen that too.
And the father just eventually just stopped kind of even, I hate to say this, but stopped even kind of trying to even reach out because it's like, who wants to go through that much shit and that much headache and heartache just to see their child? Some men even walk away. And it's like, fuck it. You know? I mean, I hate to say it.
No.
I'm not saying it's right.
No, I'm just saying that. Now, I will say this from experience. Because my parents were divorced.
Yeah, mine were too.
I will say this from experience. My dad was supposed to get me every other weekend, and they had to split the major holidays. Okay?
Yeah.
I can't help it. My dad didn't want to see me certain weekends. Because there would be times, and I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him.
No, I'm just going to play devil's advocate.
As a kid, I was upset. I'm not going to lie.
Well, when you're a kid, you don't understand.
Exactly. But, like, there would be many times where I'd get a phone call or I wouldn't get a phone call, and the expression was, well, I don't have gas money to come see you. And I'm like, okay, you live an hour away from me.
Yeah. Now, to play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Because I've been in this situation. Dude, there's even been times I didn't want to talk to my kids.
Yeah.
Because it's like, me and your mom's not getting along.
Yeah.
I ain't got the money for a plane ticket to come see you.
Yeah.
And it's hard. I think for men, it's hard to release those emotional feelings and talk about things. So we just kind of bottle it up, and sometimes maybe even avoid the issue, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And even though it's not an issue, you love your kids, but because the situation is an issue, sometimes we do. I've done things I regret. Yeah. I do know that. Now, my wife didn't help. Yeah. But I mean, ex-wife didn't help. Matters. She sure as hell didn't help. But at the same time, I mean, I have been in situations where I could have been probably a better father than I was, and I chose to.
We've all been there.
Chose to avoid it than face it.
But here's my thing. I get it if you live far away. That's a little bit different. But in my situation, if you live 1 hour away.
Yeah, see, I live 1,000 miles away from my kids. I'm in Florida, they're in Ohio.
If you live 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours away, you need to do all you can to see your kid. And you need to do all you can to do for that child. Even if you two don't get along as exes.
Yeah.
Like, you lived together.
Yeah.
And, like, you shared that life.
Last line.
Alrighty. We were talking about if you live an hour away from your children and, you know,
every now and then we got to pause the video, take a quick smoke, piss break.
Yep.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, so living an hour away from your kids, I was getting ready to say you should do all you can to be with your child or see your child. And I get it, you can't do it all the time because the economics is rough.
And here's another thing, just to piggyback you about economics, though. But when you go through a separation, that lifestyle you had changes. People don't understand that. A man now a man's paying child support. You got to grind even more.
Yep.
You're working more.
Yep.
You know, your time. You know, it's anytime someone breaks up and there's kids involved, whether it's divorce or just breakup, and you have children, the dynamics, and I'll even say this, between the mother and father, dynamics between you both change.
Yep.
That, you know, where you're home every day with that kid that's no longer there. Dads probably feel it the most because they're usually the ones paying out of pocket. So life gets a little tighter. It's a little more complicated. And then obviously if you have a woman that is using your kids as pawns, which I have personally 2 times had to play that chess game, it definitely becomes rough. And it's just not easy. Some dads give up, don't try entirely because they don't want the headache. Some dads try and still feel the struggle. I just want to say this. If you're a father in America, whether your relationship with your kid is good or bad, okay? I mean, I will say this. I mean, if you're trying, listen, you're not alone. You're not alone. I've been in that situation. I'm there for you. I will listen. People don't understand, I feel. People are the first to cast stones instead of understand. But, yeah.
Mike, what did I tell you a while back about being a parent?
What'd you say?
You have to do all you can just to be there.
At the same time, Ed, I'm not arguing with you.
Just to be there. That's all the kid really needs is you there.
At the same time, I will say this, Ed,
mm-hmm.
and this is not to play devil's advocate, but until you're actually in that parent role,
mm-hmm.
and you actually have kids,
mm-hmm.
and you go through those tough situations, you can't really sit back as a spectator unless you're in the game and, you know, play Monday morning quarterback is all I'm saying. Does that make any sense, what I'm saying?
That is true. And let me tie something else into this discussion, because we're talking about child support alimony. And me and Mike have talked about this before. Now we're going to put it on the air.
We're going to do it live.
You know, I feel bad for the ones, and I'm going to talk to the men here. Sorry, women, you put us in some bad predicaments.
Don't they always?
They always do.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell the men this. I hear you. I feel bad for you. I'm sorry. I wish there's something we can do to help you all out. But I really feel deeply bad about the ones who are paying child support and alimony, just child support, for the ones who found out it's not your child.
Ooh. And unfortunately, that happens,
and that happens
a lot more than you think.
That happens a lot in this modern day age.
Make sure you get that paternity test as soon as you start paying anything. Yes. And I mean anything.
And I would tell the lawyer and the judge, if we're going in the courtroom, I'm not paying a dime until we can have a DNA test to prove it is my child if you feel that it is not. But in today's modern society, the way things are going, the way women are and the way men are, sorry.
Men too.
Men too. I'm not just bashing the women. but precisely the women. I feel it should be mandatory to do a DNA test. I really do. And I'm not saying just in a child support case.
I'm pretty sure some states already do that, don't they?
I don't think it's a requirement.
I think there's some... If we're wrong, comment in the comment section about this, but I do believe I've read that there are some states that are starting to do that. Before
there is.
The male that starts paying, they have to take a mandatory court paternity test.
I wholeheartedly feel you should do a DNA test because it's bad out there. I'm telling you, it's getting bad out there, and it's getting worse.
And I feel like really on my side, because I've been scoring, I'm like, I'm not just taking the men's side and not the woman's side, because I do know there's a lot of women that, even though they have custody of a child, there's some women out there. Now it's rare, but I have come across a few that did not want child support from the male and just wanted their ex-spouse to be in the child's life, and I think that's great. And then, for whatever reason, I've met women that have, tried to get that child to be closer to the father, and the father, unfortunately, still is I think in modern society would say deadbeat, and don't want anything with that child entirely, which is unfortunate.
I will say one thing before we do our final takes on both sides here, because I feel like we both need to do a final take on this topic.
Yeah, and then we'll end it.
But you want to know who suffers through this whole thing, and it's not necessarily just the man or the woman.
It's the child.
The children.
That they actually do.
The child
suffers the most.
And they don't see what's going on. They don't understand what's going on. They got to hear from grandma or grandpa because mom and dad's not telling them anything.
Yeah.
And you want to know some of the best talk I had with my biological father was after all these years. We had a sit-down conversation. You want to know what that man told me?
What's that, Bob?
He said, I feel bad for everything I did. He says, I know I was wrong. He says, I just couldn't stand your mother anymore. He says, that's why I left.
Understand.
And he says, I screwed that up.
Know your mother, I'm just saying.
But he said, I screwed it up by leaving my son. But he said it's something I had to do to get away from your mother. And that's his words.
Unfortunately, sometimes in the heat of the moment, we do make decisions we can't take back. And unfortunately, whether we think we're right or wrong, if it does hurt the child, sometimes we go down that road. And unfortunately, we can't take those decisions back. You can't change the past.
Yeah, this is
even
true.
Even if we have regret.
This is true, and like I said, things happen. I'm not just bashing the women or the men.
No, and I do listen. But, as a father myself, I have a lot of regrets.
But there is there's a lot of issues that we can take in this topic, and I hope people can work together and be civil. That's what I tell everybody. You got to work together because these court systems ain't going to favor anybody. They're going to favor, they're going to do whatever they want to do. But I will get to the final take. I'll let Mike have the final word, and then I'll get to my final word on this. So go ahead, Mike, with your final take on this topic.
Before we end this episode, again, I just want to say, if you did view this video, we appreciate you. We just run this podcast out of our apartment. It's new, so we're just trying to have intelligent conversations with people that may be going through some of the same life situations we went through, or some things that we just find interesting, and we do really appreciate if you did give us a listen. But I will say this, my final take on this. Only thing I want to say about this is, if you're trying to be a good father and you are there for your child, I understand relationships don't last. Even the sun sets in paradise, I always say, especially in 2026. But I do feel the child support. Alimony I won't touch on because I have no experience with. I think I do have my disagreements with alimony on both sides, but I will say with child support, majority with some of the males suffering out there that are paying what they think is unjust monthly payments. You know, if you're a father, I don't think you should be penalized for having a child with somebody that didn't work out. You don't deserve to just live in a trailer or eat ramen every fucking day because you pay a ridiculous amount just in child support when it doesn't even take that much to raise a child. And really, you're just paying for the ex-spouse's living expenses, whatever she wants to do. I've seen that time and time again. And I just want to say, listen, as somebody that, you know, even though I got 3 and I only pay 800 and something, which I think is fair, sometimes does it hurt? Yeah. Does it hit the bank? Yeah. But, you know, it is fair. I want my kids taken care of. But I just want to say, for that person that maybe came across this and you're going through a similar situation where you are struggling, I do think it's unjust. I do think it's unfair, but you're not alone. Even in your darkest times, you're not alone. We got to pick ourselves up. Those times will end. Hopefully you and your child have a good bond. And just know, hopefully some reform someday somehow does come to kind of adjust the calculator or make it a little bit more fair or just for men. That's all I got. Ed, take it away. Last comment, and we'll end this, and we'll see you another day, folks. It was good while it lasted.
I will leave you all off with this. It's a shitty situation to be in, whatever side you're on this totem pole for this topic. And the only thing I can say, yeah, I may not be a parent. I do have 2 dogs, so I am a dog parent, and I know it's not real children. But I can tell you, coming from a divorced family at a young age, there's a lot of things on the kids' side that, as children, we do not understand. And I feel it's best to let the parents see the children, whether you hate each other, you love each other, you don't like each other, you don't get along. You all got to be civil adults and figure it out. And I understand in testful situations where you feel scorned and you feel there's difficulties and tragedies. This is when I encourage counseling on both sides, not just one side. And you two seek help. And if you can't seek help, then you two maybe need to distance yourself for a minute to figure your shit out. But at the end of the day, children really need their parents in their lives. Whether you can agree or disagree to that, the children really need the parent. I don't care what side of the totem pole you're on. I don't care how much money you're paying. I don't care how much money or child support. I do feel that the family court system, when it comes to this, is not actually correct. I think it needs fixed. I think it needs adjusted. And I highly encourage anybody out there who can fix this to get to the bottom of it and get this taken care of. So that way we can figure it out and move forward in our lives.
I'm fucking surprised nobody's tried to fix it yet.
We need to fix it. Maybe we need to call our president up.
You got to start at a state level. You know, that's something you need to.
Okay, I'll give.
You need to take to your local.
I'll call.
Senators.
I'll call Governor DeSantis up first.
Yeah, that's not how shit works. But you know, every county has a elected official.
Yes.
You know, you. But the more, you know, and I know this topic is targeting more men than women. Okay, but women are in the same fight. I know women that pay child support.
Yeah.
How? I don't know how the fuck that happened. I mean, you just I'm not even going to get into that. But what I'm saying is for anybody paying unjust fares to their ex-spouses for child support or alimony, I think it is a problem that needs to be reevaluated, fixed. Because the people that make these laws, you got to remember this. These are people that sit in state offices that do make fucking $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 a year, and not the average income.
This is true.
And they don't understand what a low blow that could be to a person's cost of living, even struggling every day. Like, I know people that pay child support that struggle every single day for years.
Hey,
so
I just hope
it needs to be a reform.
I do think they do need to fix it, and they need to get it taken care of, because it is a shitty end of the stick, whatever stick you're on this topic.
Yeah.
And I just hope one day we can get it figured out. If not, you two try to figure it out, and you just need to be there for your kids at the end of the day. So I encourage you to hit us up, like us up, subscribe to us, and to be politically correct. I got that 70K figure from Google. Sorry about that comment.
Google can suck my fucking dick. That is not true.
I know.
Fucking.
So,
unless you live in New York or California.
Yeah.
For the majority of us,
yes.
Not true.
Yes. So I hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you didn't, that's fine. We're having a wonderful topic, wonderful discussion. I know Mike's got more input than this than I do, but I hope next time we can have a wonderful topic. I hope we can chime in more here.
And we're going to shut the fuck up and go to next episode.
Yes. Have a good one.
See ya.